Call of Duty Gulf War has just entered Red Flag City. If you haven't heard the news, Call of Duty 2024 will be called Black Ops Gulf War, which will be set during the Gulf War and will be Treyarch's first game set during the modern time period. And while this game has a ton of potential because it's a Treyarch game that actually has an actual development cycle, unlike Black Ops Cold War, this recent leak from Charlie Intel has me like this. According to the leak, the campaign will end up having open world elements, will have a fast travel system and vehicles. The Raven Software will be developing the campaign. Adler will return in October 2024, will be the release of the game. The reason why I'm so ticked is because the first two lines scream Red Flag City. If you don't remember, Modern Warfare 3, the most forgettable campaign that has ever come out from Call of Duty, had a open world concept. They were really called open combat missions, which gave the player the opportunity to play the mission however they wanted. That sounds cool in theory, but what it ended up happening was they just took sections of Verdansk or just other sections of like other Warzone maps or maybe one other place and basically just made the laziest campaign you'd ever see from a Call of Duty game. So hearing the fact that Call of Duty 2024 or Black Ops Gulf War, I'm just gonna call it Gulf War, that's too much, tells me that we're going to be in for another year of a really bad campaign that could potentially lead to a kind of decent multiplayer, which is definitely concerning because the way I look at it, the yearly releases of these Call of Duty games is like absurd. So if you're just going to continue to do this open world, open combat mission concept, which is basically just lazy gameplay, then honestly, just don't have a campaign at all. I mean, granted, we don't know anything about these open world elements that it's mentioned in this Twitter post or X post. Then again, we're in for another year of just a kind of okay Call of Duty experience. Don't get me wrong, Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer is pretty fun, but I think it's mainly carried by the nostalgia aspect. But eventually this nostalgia aspect of the game is gonna run out like Tom Brady's luck and end up getting dunked on by the community. And again, we have seen nothing about the open world elements or this fast travel system vehicles, but I'm gonna take a shot in the dark because I know this franchise better than I think the developers think we know this franchise, that I genuinely feel like what's going to happen is they're going to do the exact same thing Modern Warfare 3 2023 did and create these open world combat missions by using elements of Verdansk or other Warzone maps. Which I understand if it saves you on the development aspect, but just then don't create a campaign. Just say, listen, it's not worth it, and just add more to the multiplayer. I know they tried that with Black Ops 4, but that game was just a long storied development hell issue that they wanted to create one game and it ended up turning into another game, it seems like. So maybe being transparent about the issues you're running into and really finding it kind of pointless to add a campaign to a game that really doesn't need one. It's like a check mark to justify a $70 purchase, and I understand that. But if you made a better multiplayer experience and just focused all your resources there, then I think that's fine. I'm not upset by that at all. And don't get me wrong, this video could age like Johnny Manziel's career. That I doubt. And I mean, I truly doubt they're going to do the right thing with this, because this franchise, no matter what people say, is a franchise of one step forward, two steps backwards. And no matter what you think about these development studios and thinking that they learned anything from the previous years and how they could potentially fix the future of the franchise, they will always hold the things that they fixed in front of you so proudly while everything around them in the background is on fire. Because my point here is, if they didn't listen to the community about this open world element combat mission garbage that they shelled out for Modern Warfare 3 2023, and they ignored everyone that complained about it and said it was terrible and made the game feel lazy, then what else is behind the scenes here that we haven't seen yet that leads to possibly Gulf War being a very bad year for Call of Duty? Like, what are the things that we don't like as a community will they potentially add to this game? Which is where my concerns as a fan lie. Like, yes, they did some positive things with the multiplayer in Modern Warfare 3. Yes, the campaign was hot liquid ass that I felt like progress was actually being made. And yes, again, we haven't seen any campaign gameplay, we haven't seen anything from it. But I have a pretty good feeling these rumors are true because Charlie Intel's pretty spot on usually. Yes, there's been here and there's that most of these leaks that have come out from a bunch of different people have been wrong, but I do believe that this is a very spot on thing. But now for information about the future of Call of Duty. Apparently Call of Duty 2025 does not have an assigned main developer. It's the understanding that it was meant to be Sledgehammer Games, but following the 16-month development cycle of Modern Warfare 3, they basically refused and didn't want to become a year 2 support studio. And this all comes from a tweet that I saw from Tom Henderson, screw Elon, it's called Twitter, not X, where he goes on to say High Moon Studios was in the running at one point, and it's unclear if that's still the case, which would have made it the 4th studio ever in a mainline Call of Duty game. And after seeing this tweet, I couldn't help but laugh. Like a developer that has worked on previous Call of Duties, one that I think has always been really underrated, basically turned around and said, yeah, no, we're not going to develop Black Ops 2.5 and be this pick up the pieces studio that has to fix all the stuff from the year prior. And at no point can you blame Sledgehammer Games for this. I mean, I'm very curious to see what they do for Call of Duty 2025, because apparently they're going to release a lot of Black Ops 2 maps. Apparently it's also some sort of continuation of Black Ops 2, which to me I find the most confusing part. I don't really know what's going on anymore with that part of it. I feel like that portion of like Call of Duty 2025 hasn't really been as concrete as some of the stuff that's been coming out for Gulf War as of late. But as we get more information about Call of Duty 2025, hopefully they find a developer for it. I don't know who they'll end up going. I'm going to take a wild guess, and it's going to be like Raven Software or High Moon Studios. Yet with that being said, I'd love to know what you have to say in the comment section below. What do you think of the information about Call of Duty Gulf War? Are you concerned at all? Do you find them just kind of lacking on the campaign as a sign that they'll probably lack on the multiplayer? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, great, maybe consider leaving a like. If you didn't, well, it doesn't get much better than this. But if you enjoyed it just enough, maybe consider subscribing. It helps out the channel. Thanks for watching, and well, bye.